for quite some time now, Marvel Comics has had this whole love-hate relationship with Spider-Man fans, right? I mean, it's, they love to hate them. They hate that they don't love that they hate them. It's really, really messed up. Honestly, it's really, really messed up. By the way, I'm sorry if you're hearing any noise in the background. My neighbors are doing some work there. I'm trying to block it out as best as possible. But, if you're hearing anything, apologies for that. Anyway, now, ever since, for quite a few years now, Marvel has been doing things for two Spider-Man that fans don't like. They've actively come out and stated that they don't want these things done to the character. They've stated that they want certain things the way they are and they don't like it. And one prime example of that, probably the biggest example, is that One Bad Day, where, literally the devil broke up Peter Parker and Mary Jane, couple that fans pretty much love and want to see back together. You don't get that. Now, ever since Zeb Wells took over writing Spider-Man, I think he started off with that whole what did Peter Parker do that was never really resolved, kept just dancing around it, all of that. The book started off with, so some people say that, okay, started off really good, the whole thing with Tombstone was going really well. I know it was going, I know for a fact it was eventually going to fall off a cliff, because that's what Marvel does with their comics now, and it literally has. But in an interview with Popverse, Zeb Wells has really shown that he should not be writing anything Spider-Man related, just how much of a kind of moron he really is, and how much that, the editorial staff over at Marvel are just also a bunch of absolute and utter imbeciles. And let me go through some of what he has to say, some of his answers to questions, and then you will understand what I'm talking about. Now, this is the first thing that Zeb Wells says. This is the idea. Amazing Spider-Man writer says, people will be very mad at me after May's big shocker, and Marvel has cautioned him against conventions because of it. Right? Nick Lowe, this is what Zeb Wells had to say. Nick Lowe told me not to do any comic conventions after this issue comes out. Now, the way he's referring to is that in May, there's an issue of Spider-Man that he's writing is going to drop. I think it's issue number 26, I believe, right? And he's literally saying that people are going to be very mad at him, and that Marvel has cautioned him against conventions because of it. If that's the case, somebody on the editorial staff should have had the common sense to say, listen, what you're planning to do here is just totally wrong and not going to work with the character. Don't do it. But no, they're perfectly happy to just continue the train wreck. So everybody's on board for it. Let's get into some of what he had to say in his interviews here, one than the other. He started off by saying that they started off asking him that, your Spider-Man run has been street-level stories. We began with an arc centering on the mobster Tombstone. We also had cosmic stuff and magic stuff like Dark Web. But crap. Where do you feel the most at home with Spider-Man? So I was saying, I think I feel most at home with the street-level stuff. But then because he's such a street-level character, it is fun to push him into other things. So it makes it fun to do both, to push him into the magic and the supernatural because he doesn't belong there. I think what he should say is that you don't belong writing this character, because you started off with this big plot point about what did Peter do? Why does everyone hate Peter? What's going on with this whole thing about Peter? You never dealt with that. The Tombstone thing, like I said, some people started off saying, it was actually really good. But then right after that, it just became absolute and utter garbage, which I knew was going to happen, because there's no way you're going to do something and actually convince anybody that you have it in mind to do something good to Spider-Man the way Marvel Comics has treated Spider-Man for the last few years. No, it doesn't happen. Goes on here to the other one that he's talking about. Alright, start off here. This is another one. Another former Rogues Gallery member, but one that Peter is a lot more comfortable with. Is Felicia Hardy. they've grown closer during your run. Talk about getting Peter and Felicia back together. How do you see their relationship? That's what Popverse asked it. This is what Zeb Wells had to say. I see it as very fun. They're both superheroes. Felicia is clearly not his equal because she's more of just about everything that he is. She's more. It's fun to put him in a situation where he can barely keep up and to see if now that he's a little older, see if he can hang with her a little bit better. They've both changed a lot since their first relationship. I mean, first off, Black Cat is not a superhero. She's a thief. She does the anti-hero thing from time to time, but she's basically a thief. I mean, Black Cat is basically a rip-off of Catwoman. That's it. It's basically a rip-off of Catwoman. And then you want to say that, because she's more of just about everything that he is, she's more. What kind of nonsense is that? Spider-Man we're talking about. What a bad day. What a really, really bad day. Black Cat is nowhere near even close to Spider-Man. But no, you gotta push this woman forward thing and try to literally emasculate Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Why do you keep trying? Why do you try to push this Felicia and Peter back together? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, you literally, okay. Black Cat likes Spider-Man. She doesn't like Peter Parker. That's a given. You're trying to change that. I even covered it where it is literally had Spider-Man telling Black Cat that that Mary Jane is like a sister to him. Like, what kind of weird incestuous crap is that? But here you are talking about how it's so fun to put him in a situation where he can barely keep up and to see if now that he's a little older, see if he can hang with her a little bit better. Like, God's name has Black Cat. Ever doesn't make it like Spider-Man can't keep up. Like I said, Spider-Man on a bad day, really bad day, outpaces Black Cat by like a mile. Come on now, man. You're trying to push something together that doesn't work, and then just keep showing that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, what kind of character you're actually trying to write. Hey, yeah, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Then he goes on with this one, right? Over in Jed McKay's Mary Jane and Black Cat limited series, we saw Mary Jane with powers. Will the origin of her powers be addressed during your current arc as we flash back to the missing events from last year? Yeah, it says, yes, we will definitely see how that came about and what happened and see the origin of Mary Jane as a hero. But everybody needs to be a hero. What next, Spider-Dog? Not everybody needs to be a hero. Mary Jane never needed to have powers. Literally never needed to have powers. Oh, and spoiler here. The whole thing with Mary Jane and this Paul guy and their kids, well, it turns out that Mary Jane ended up in some alternate universe or something where she was there for quite a long time, even though much time didn't pass on Earth. She was there for quite a long time, and she ended up having kids with this Paul guy. So those kids are literally hers, right? So that's a big shocker that we couldn't understand why Mary Jane had kids with Paul guy. Apparently, that's what happened. We're literally so sick and tired, and just literally hate multiverse stuff now. I said it before, I don't mind a multiverse story, but Marvel and DC have done it to death. Literally destroyed anything you could ever like about multiverse stories. So now all of a sudden, Mary Jane has powers. Because, she needs to be a superhero too. I just cannot wait until they eventually come out and say, you know what? Here's the thing. This Mary Jane isn't actually the real Mary Jane. She's from some alternate universe, but she looks exactly like Mary Jane, and she had similar experiences up to a certain point. But this isn't the actual real Mary Jane. Because that's literally their only play at this point. Screw around with the multiverse and then just keep screwing it up. That's it. He goes on. They ask him now, this is all leading to Amazing Spider-Man number 26, which you have called the most shocking event to happen to Spider-Man in 50 years. Back in 1973, Marvel killed Gwen Stacy. I know that you can't tell us what this shocking thing is, but what can you tease? He answered, I can tease that many people will be very mad at me. I can tease that Nick Lowe told me not to do any comic conventions after this issue comes out. People will be upset. Well, maybe that means you shouldn't do it in the first place. Now, people have been speculating about what's going to happen. People have been saying that, this could be that Mary Jane finally marries this Paul guy, and that Peter is off on the side there. That's going to destroy their relationship completely. Others are saying that they may kill off Mary Jane. I highly doubt that one. People are also saying that they may kill off Peter Parker and just have Miles Morales take over as Spider-Man completely. That would be yet another stupid move. I don't think that they're going to do that. To be honest with you, I don't really have a thought in mind as to what it is going to be done, because I just totally don't care anymore. When it does happen, I will cover it, but I'm telling you. But at this point, I think it's just reached such a level now where they just don't care about Spider-Man anymore over at Marvel. They just use him to just keep creating a bunch of Spider duplicates all over the flicking place, but they just don't care about the character. They just don't care about him. They've got everything to just destroy him. Zeb Wells is continuing to do it, and you're coming out here to tell everybody that in issue 26, which is going to be the most shocking event to happen to Spider-Man in 50 years, you're saying that, people are going to be mad at you and that you've been told not to do any comic conventions or all kind of stuff because you're just making garbage and acting like this is supposed to be fun. And then he goes on to say that, he's going to he sees himself being on Spider-Man well past issue 50. I just don't care. I think they should just get rid of you because you don't seem to get what the hell you're doing. You're out here telling people that, Black Cat is somehow way better than Spider-Man and he could barely keep up, right? Mary Jane went up to some alternate reality where she hooked up with some poor guy who kind of looks like a certain editor from Marvel. They have kids. Now she has powers. You understand me? And you're also telling people that, listen, the big issue 26, people are going to be so mad at you because it's going to be the most shocking thing that happened to Spider-Man in 50 years. And Marvel telling you should probably stay away from conventions before somebody just jump kicks you. That's pretty much it. Come on now, man. I mean, Zeb Wells doesn't seem to get what he's doing, and Marvel seems intent to just keep destroying the character as Spider-Man. That's it for me. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.